Your responsibility as his mother to make sure the environment he's going into is good.
Duh.
So then why aren't you talking to her? You should have been in that house. You should have been talking to her. It's not her responsibility.
What if the love and hip-hop universe's serenity before the storm was all a delusion? What if a secret was subtly destroying everything behind those picture-perfect postings and red carpet smiles? That's just what fans are murmuring following Tasha K's unexpected revelation. The most recent viral rumor claims that Yandy has been publicly flaunting their unbreakable bond on social media, while Jasmine, yes, the same Jasmine who formerly attempted to avoid Mendeecees group, is apparently expecting his child. Let's be clear before drawing any conclusions. These are merely internet allegations. But everyone is wondering what's actually happening behind closed doors because of the timing, the mysterious posts, and the growing tension between Yandy and Mendeecees. Not only did Tasha K's revelation start rumors, but it also started a wildfire. This rumor has become one of the most explosive controversies in recent love and hip-hop history thanks to screenshots, voice notes, and poignant live sessions. So fasten your seatbelts, because tonight we will go deeply into the startling allegations, the emotional impact, and the complicated triangle that is rocking reality TV. Social media became silent for a brief period the night Tasha K went live, as if everyone was holding their breath to see what she would say next. When she finally revealed that she had some tea so hot it might break the internet, the chat erupted. She began slowly, teasing her audience with that trademark smirk. Mendeecees, Jasmine, baby. Even the most ardent followers who have witnessed every turn in the history of hip-hop and love could not have predicted this kind of revelation. The comments poured in, with individuals identifying Yandy, bringing up past videos, and attempting to make connections that might not have existed at all. Tasha said that a close friend of Jasmine's had sent her private messages that purportedly revealed everything. Although she didn't reveal any faces, she gave enough clues for everyone to suspect that something significant was going on behind the scenes. She claimed that Jasmine and Mendeecees had been in touch for months, having discreetly reconnected after meeting at an Atlanta event. Nothing serious at first, just lighthearted discussion, but after a few late-night talks turned emotional, things allegedly got out of hand. Fans began to wonder if this was true at that point. People quickly made the connection after Yandy, who is renowned for maintaining her composure, abruptly shared a quotation on her Instagram story that read, "The real always comes to light, even when the fake tries to hide." Comment sections erupted, with some accusing her of being disparaging and others pleading with her to maintain her composure. Mendeecees had been unusually silent on the internet, skipping interviews and dodging queries that he would typically laugh off, which didn't help. Fans started searching through previous videos as the rumors spread, pointing out each time Jasmine's name was mentioned. They reenacted situations from the past, highlighting the chemistry that may have gone unnoticed at the time. Videos of Jasmine nervously averting her gaze whenever Yandy was mentioned reappeared, and some fans claimed to saw sorrow or unresolved feelings in her eyes. Jasmine's social media accounts were private in the days that followed. That merely fueled the flames. Some blogs claimed she was dodging questions about her purported pregnancy, while others thought that she was attempting to hide from the scrutiny. Then followed the pictures, which were grainy images of her wearing an oversized sweatshirt while dining at a restaurant. Fans are whispering more loudly despite the lack of confirmation. "She's glowing like she's expecting. Y'all can't tell me otherwise," an admirer wrote on Twitter. The plot had developed a life of its own by this point. Although Yandy's admirers showered her with affection in their remarks, referring to her as the real queen and the wife who held it down, the couple themselves remained strangely silent. No birthday tributes, no date night photos, no joint posts. Even those who were near to them appeared far away. According to stories, Yandy personally approached Mendeecees out of confusion rather than rage. She apparently sought the truth from the man she trusted, not from the internet. According to a person close to the couple, their conversation was difficult, interspersed with pauses and tears. Mendeecees reportedly refuted the pregnancy rumor, but acknowledged that he had discussed unfinished business with Jasmine on a few occasions. The following day, the word appeared on almost all gossip websites, but Tasha K wasn't finished. She went live again 2 nights later, claiming to have receipts and voice notes that suggested emotional exchanges between Mendeecees and Jasmine. Although she didn't fully play them, she claimed that the tone alone conveyed a message. Fans pleaded with her to remove the videos, but she just responded, "Trust me. When the time's right, y'all will hear everything." Her following trusted her because she has a reputation for stirring things up and seldom backs down when she senses scandal. It was hard to ignore as more blogs entered the discussion. Nothing was confirmed, but the story was moving so quickly that even a denial wouldn't have stopped it. One blogger claimed to have seen Jasmine at a clinic, while another said Mendeecees' crew had been calling around attempting to do damage control. Nobody had evidence, but everyone wanted answers. Yandy's friends began to speak obliquely. One person said, "Loyalty doesn't mean much when temptation keeps knocking," while another added, "When you build a home, make sure everyone inside deserves a key." The timing of these cryptic posts was clear, even though no names were mentioned. In her stories, Yandy herself began to come across as more introspective and less glamorous. With lights lit and no music playing, she would post from her living room. Commenters said things like, "Stay strong, queen," and "We see your pain." Jasmine, meanwhile, was nowhere to be found. Some claimed to have seen her out of town, where she was staying with a cousin to escape the mayhem. Someone even claimed that after receiving threats online, she was speaking with her attorney. It was getting darker than anyone had anticipated. Mendeecees attempted to act normal throughout it all. He smiled and said, "People always want to tear families apart," in a brief podcast segment, but viewers observed how uneasy he appeared. His eyes hardly ever met the camera. His hands continued to twitch, and his laugh seemed forced. Comments flooded in, with some accusing him of wrongdoing and others supporting him as misguided. A video of Yandy, clearly unhappy, conversing with a close friend in a parking lot appeared one evening. Her body language conveyed everything, even if she wasn't shouting. She covered her face and paced back and forth while shaking her head. In a matter of minutes, the video went viral. Bloggers repeated it in slow motion, dissecting each action as if it were a scene from a movie. And people tagged it, "When loyalty hurts the most." By this point, the narrative had expanded beyond betrayal to include heartache, perplexity, and reputation. The pair, who had built their brand on growth and loyalty, found themselves in the middle of a maelstrom that called into question everything. Whether it was true or not, the harm had already been done. Hashtags started to gain popularity, followers began to take sides, and everyone waited for someone, anybody, to speak the truth. The stress didn't go away as the days went by. Yandy ceased to post. Jasmine said nothing. Mendeecees didn't have his typical charm when he showed up at a family gathering. He forced a smile while standing in the rear and dodging the cameras. People who used to view them as the epitome of black love on reality TV were now murmuring that when secrets start to come to light, even the strongest love may fail. The internet went into frenzy, once more after Tasha intimated that part. 2 of her exclusive will be released shortly, and that it would shock everyone who still thinks this is a rumor. Everyone was anticipating what would happen next. The internet erupted when Tasha hinted at her alleged second drop. In anticipation of the next live, fans spent the entire night refreshing her page. Fans were caught between curiosity and disbelief. Some claimed she was pursuing opinions, while others insisted she had something genuine. However, about 300,000 people were watching when she eventually went live once more. Before she said, "Y'all thought it ended there?" she was almost too composed as she sipped her drink and allowed the tension to grow. "This narrative is just getting started, baby." She asserted that Jasmine had communicated with a member of Yandy's inner circle in order to vent rather than confess. Tasha claims that the messages showed that Jasmine felt trapped and that she had no intention of things being this bad. "I didn't plan this," was the purported message. Fans went crazy. "I didn't even think he'd respond." Everyone knew who Tasha was hinting at, even though she never mentioned Mendeecees by name. The audience fell silent when she continued, saying, "One person's silence speaks louder than 10 denials." Meanwhile, pictures of an old picture of Jasmine wearing what appeared to be the identical bracelet that Mendeecees had been seen wearing in a previous episode started making the rounds. Fans created speculations that made things appear more complex than it actually was by blowing up the comments. The internet has the ability to link dots even when none exist. But in this instance, the dots appeared to create an unpleasant image. Things had changed within their house. According to people close to Yandy, she had halted filming for a few days and turned down producers who wanted to see her response on tape. "This isn't a plot," she reportedly informed them. Mendeecees, on the other hand, appeared desperate to maintain order, pleading with others to refrain from speaking and attempting to protect their children from the mayhem. But when everyone is whispering your name, it's difficult to remain silent. The tension was thick enough to cut with a knife, according to acquaintances who had attended their most recent family get-together. Others claimed that Yandy never smiled. She answered questions succinctly while remaining courteous but aloof. Even his mother observed how preoccupied he was despite Mendeecees' attempts to lighten the atmosphere. According to reports, Jasmine was remaining off the grid while the pair attempted to handle matters in private. She was reportedly spotted leaving a doctor's office late at night with a hood over her head, according to a gossip forum. Despite the image's blurriness, it sparked more conjecture. Fans were now certain that there was more to the pregnancy rumor than just smoke. Sensing the public's fixation, bloggers started vying to reveal the next exclusive. One alleged that Jasmine had gotten a message from someone using a phony account advising her to stay quiet before things get ugly, while others claimed she was prepared to come forward but was under pressure not to. No one had evidence, but everyone had their own version of what was true. In an interview, a close friend of Mendeecees stated, "People love to twist things. Even if he's not perfect, he wouldn't harm Yandy in that way." The internet didn't believe it, even though it sounded plausible given everything they've been through. The harm had already been done. Before the facts had a chance to influence the story, perception had already done so. In the meantime, Tasha kept hinting at more to come, stating that she had received a mysterious email from someone who claimed to be closer to the situation than anyone thinks. She didn't go into specifics, only stating that the story behind the story is always darker, which sent shivers down viewers' spines and rekindled the frenzy. Yandy's quiet began to speak for itself. She uploaded a single black love emoji to her story without any explanation or caption. Within hours, the post had 1 million views, and admirers were arguing over its significance. Some claimed it represented sadness, while others thought it represented strength. Everyone had an opinion, but only Yandy understood her true intentions. Mendeecees and Yandy were reportedly contacted by love and hip-hop producers a week later, with the intention of addressing the rumors in an upcoming reunion special. According to sources, Yandy declined, stating that she would not feed gossip with more gossip. Mendeecees, on the other hand, appeared conflicted. His publicist cautioned him that it could be safer to remain silent, but insiders claimed he wanted to go on record to clear his name. Jasmine's name continued to trend throughout the interim. People scrutinized her previous posts, attempting to decipher hidden meanings in the captions. Even though it was uploaded months before the rumors, many were certain that one of her older quotes, "Sometimes love doesn't die, it just waits for the right moment," was related. Thousands of people accused her, defended her, or pleaded with her to speak in her comment area, which descended into chaos. The video then appeared. A grainy video of Jasmine and a man who appeared to be Mendeecees sitting in a car late at night was posted to a gossip page. Although the man's face was obscured, supporters were certain it was him based on his build, voice, and chain. Even though the video was only 10 seconds long, it was enough to cause the internet to explode once more. The hashtags Mendeecees exposed, Justice for Yandy, and Jasmine knows became popular within minutes. There was still no confirmation. Whether the footage was altered or authentic was a topic of discussion. Everyone became an online investigator as tech-savvy users slowed it down, zoomed in, and applied filters. Even some of Yandy's famous pals made subtle remarks about the circumstance. "The devil works hard, but clout works harder," one wrote. And "not everything that glitters is loyal." Mendeecees eventually broke his silence as the video gained popularity. However, it was through a live video rather than a statement. "Y'all gotta stop believing everything you hear," he said with a serious expression. "I won't put up with lying." He didn't specifically name Jasmine, didn't speak to Tasha K directly, and didn't confirm or refute the pregnancy rumors. "Me and my family are good." Instead of being comforting, his tone was defensive. Fans were divided. Some praised his composure, while others referred to it as avoidance. But during his lifetime, Yandy was neither seen nor heard from. Her Facebook was inundated with comments from followers who questioned whether she believed him. No response. The enigma was only made more complex by her absence. This myth became a cultural phenomenon as even those who had never watched the show became involved. Producers apparently discussed how to deal with the escalating mayhem behind the cameras. Some claimed it was too intimate, while others wanted to make it a plot point for the following season. Regardless of their decision, they were certain that this issue had taken on a life of its own. "The story y'all think you know is missing one major piece," Tasha tweeted cryptically the next morning. Once more, everyone held their breath, anticipating the next explosion. Stay tuned. People began guessing about what that one major piece might be as Tasha's post went viral. Everyone had theories. Some felt she had DNA findings, while others thought Jasmine had made a secret confession. The tension was intolerable. By hinting that something bigger than the first reveal was on the horizon, gossip blogs transformed the situation into a countdown. Even those who weren't typically interested in celebrity turmoil were now paying attention and wondering what might come next. Tasha went live once more 3 nights later. She spoke in a colder, almost serious tone this time. She didn't begin with jokes or laughs. Instead, she addressed the camera directly and said, "The truth always finds a way out, even when people try to bury it." She claimed to have had a direct conversation with a close friend or relative of Jasmine. She claimed that Jasmine felt trapped by all the attention and was emotionally drained. According to Tasha, the family member verified that Jasmine had told them about a complicated situation involving Mendeecees. Comments flooded the live conversation. While some viewers pleaded for evidence, others were certain that this was the proof they had been waiting for. Tasha didn't end there. She masked out names and omitted screenshots, but her description alone drove followers into a frenzy. She started out by explaining what she called evidence, mentioning emotional text conversations that suggested an affair, and one message purportedly referring to taking responsibility. Snippets of her live performances started to be reposted everywhere, with increasingly dramatic captions. Yandy's world was whirling back in Atlanta. According to sources, she began to narrow her social circle and only trusted a select group of close pals. One of them claimed that after hearing Tasha's most recent allegations, Yandy sobbed and stated, "I'm tired of being strong for everyone." The same source claimed that Yandy had been spending more time by herself, journaling and praying in an attempt to distinguish between what was true and what was simply noise. Mendeecees, however, seemed resolved to move as if nothing were amiss. He was seen greeting admirers, grinning, and taking photos at a charity event, but many present said his smile was lifeless. There was no longer the typical warmth in his gaze. At one point, a crowd member yelled, "Is it true?" And it is said that his face froze for a moment before he turned to leave. When the video was captured on someone's phone, it quickly went viral on social media. People repeated it frame by frame, slowed it down, and examined every moment as though it were a movie. Though no one could agree, everyone had something to say, ranging from "he looked guilty" to "he's just tired of lies." In the meantime, Jasmine eventually broke her silence with a brief post on her experience rather than a statement. It said, "People believe what they want, but I owe no one my truth." Although it was only 12 words, It held the scandal's entire weight. Her name began trending once more in a matter of minutes. Screenshots had already taken over the internet, but the message vanished in a matter of hours. While some interpreted it as confirmation, others saw it as denial. The fact that no one understood her true meaning further fueled people's obsession. Returning, Tasha asserted that Jasmine's article was a reaction to her own life. She hinted that she had been contacted by someone from Mendeecees' camp, asking her to tone it down, and teased that there was more she hadn't disclosed out of respect. That statement alone caused a whole new storm, with fans debating whether Tasha was being silenced or merely inciting more drama. According to reports, the couple's friends attempted to intervene by setting up a secret meeting between Yandy and Mendeecees. According to insiders, it wasn't simple. "I have nothing to talk about until I see the truth with my own eyes," was Yandy's initial refusal before she finally accepted. There were reportedly extended pauses, tears, and a few heated voices during the emotional discussion. Mendeecees refuted all of the rumors once more, claiming they were fabrications meant to destroy their house. "I've made mistakes before, but this ain't one of them," he said to her. But there was no resolution to the discussion. According to people close to Yandy, she appeared even more perplexed as she left. She wanted to believe him, but the timing, the silence, the energy, it all felt off, a friend remarked. Fans had escalated the matter into a full-fledged probe by this point. To support their theories, they were examining timelines, comparing dates and attire, cross-referencing previous posts, and even making side-by-side movies. According to a widely shared post, Jasmine attended an event the same weekend that Mendeecees was purportedly in Miami. However, astute followers saw a reflection in one of her pictures that appeared to be his watch. It didn't have to be proof, but it wasn't. It was sufficient to sustain the fire. Yandy maintained her composure in public throughout it all. She kept going to charity functions, posing for pictures, and pretending that nothing had changed. However, people who knew her could tell that the shine was vanished. Her tone darkened and her captions grew shorter. The internet erupted once more when she uploaded a picture with the remark, "Sometimes love means walking away quietly." Everyone wanted to know if she had given up at last. According to reports, producers pleaded with her to tell her side of the story on video, giving her discretion over how it was presented. However, she declined. The cameras continued to roll even after she stated that she didn't want to give pain a platform. Fans conjectured that she was keeping quiet for the upcoming season and would finally address the matter on screen. Then the unexpected curveball arrived. A purported direct communication between Jasmine and a friend stating that she was not keeping anything started making the rounds online. Many saw this as an indication that she was putting an end to the pregnancy speculation. However, even that was confusing. Some believed it suggested she wasn't pregnant at all, while others said it meant she had made a difficult choice. Each interpretation merely increased the amount of conjecture. Tasha responded swiftly, stating live that she didn't think the message was genuine. She claimed that people fake receipts all the time. "But you guys, this story isn't done yet." She assured me that something bigger than all the rumors combined was on the horizon. By now, nobody could control the story. What had begun as a murmur had become a worldwide spectacle. Reality TV was suddenly being covered by media sources that had never done so before. Reaction videos flooded YouTube, late-night presenters cracked jokes, and podcasts devoted whole episodes to dissecting the timing. Yandy, Mendeecees, and Jasmine were now at the center of a narrative that blurred the boundaries between entertainment and reality. The internet went crazy when one of Tasha's moderators declared that the next revelation will include proof from someone inside the family, just as the frenzy appeared to be at its height. Nobody understood what that meant, but everyone was aware that everything was going to change in the coming days. The internet seems to be holding its breath. Once more, 2 days after Tasha's moderator alluded to proof from inside the family. Gossip sites began to hint at a big announcement, with one even claiming to have seen a sneak peek at what Tasha was going to divulge. Even those who had no interest in reality television had become interested by now. watching to see if the entire narrative would eventually blow up or go away. Just before going live that evening, Tasha shared a brief video with the caption, "The truth doesn't need defending." Her voice could be heard faintly in the background, saying, "Receipts don't lie." Although it was only a 5-second teaser, it was enough to cause her followers to flock to her livestream minutes after it began. Her tone was serious once more as she made an appearance on TV. But this time it was different. Less gossip, more focus. She claimed to have spoken with a member of Mendeecees' extended family, who purportedly verified that Jasmine and Mendeecees had been spotted together in private on multiple occasions in recent months. She reiterated that she was merely repeating what she had been taught and wasn't making any claims as fact, but her language was clever enough to convince everyone that it was true. The insider claimed that Jasmine and Mendeecees' relationship was something that never fully ended, rather than merely a fling. The live chat became crazy. Comments such as, "This is wild," "Yandy deserves better," and "He played both sides" were flooded, while some accused Tasha of fabricating stories without supporting evidence. However, she refused to give up. "You can't fake the tone in a message that emotional," she said, adding that she had personally witnessed several exchanged texts. Despite this, she declined to provide screenshots, citing respect for the people involved. Every gossip blog took it up as soon as her live stream ended. Everywhere you looked, headlines appeared, each one more dramatic than the previous. Fans began to speculate that Jasmine might have deliberately stopped using social media because she was unable to cope with the pressure. Screenshots of people claiming to have seen her, looking exhausted and tearful, at a secluded spa outside of Atlanta surfaced. Others said that she was attempting to evade recognition. Mendeecees appeared in a friend's photo during all of this, grinning, but the comments section was harsh. People accused him of betraying his wife and filled it with snake emojis. An hour later, the post was removed, which made matters worse. Everyone started to question whether the friend had taken it off out of loyalty or under duress. Meanwhile, Yandy said nothing. The world grew louder the more she remained silent. She even made a statement by remaining silent. "Real women don't compete, they walk away," was the comment that one of her pals liked beneath her most recent post. That one like became a headline, although no one truly knew the blogosphere went with it, claiming that Yandy was done fighting. There were rumors circulating among those close to the pair that producers were pressuring Yandy, Mendeecees, and Jasmine to have a private sit-down for filming. Mendeecees reportedly agreed to appear only if it was a real conversation, not TV, and Jasmine apparently declined, stating that she didn't want to be turned into a circus. The reunion didn't take place, but rumors circulated that cameras were filming once more, documenting the tension behind the scenes for the upcoming season. Fans had stopped questioning the veracity of the narrative by this point. All they wanted to do was watch what would come next. People were picking sides as if it were a movie because the emotional commitment had risen to such an extent. Mendeecees were defended by some, who claimed that social media was exaggerating the situation and that everyone makes mistakes. Others supported Yandy, complimenting her fortitude and asserting that she should have peace. Jasmine was referred to as the other woman caught in a storm she didn't start by those who felt sorry for her. Another twist emerged as the online chaos peaked. An anonymous post on a well-known forum purporting to have proof of everything. The post featured blurry screenshots of a text exchange between Jasmine and a contact named M. The messages were emotional, full of words like promise, regret, and please don't shut me out. No one could confirm their veracity, but that didn't stop people from thinking they were. In a matter of hours, the post became viral. Tasha responded right away, stating that although she hadn't disclosed those texts, they lined up with what she had been informed. Fans now thought she had been withholding information to keep her source safe. "I don't make stories. I just reveal the ones people try to hide," she declared live. This time, Mendeecees' response was different. He wrote a lengthy caption on his Facebook, stating, "Sometimes silence makes people think you're guilty, rather than ignoring it." However, I no longer reply to lies. After saying, "People feed off drama and I'm not feeding them," he withdrew his remarks, which once more divided his followers. Some perceived it as a man avoiding the truth, while others saw it as a man defending his tranquility. There were speculations that Yandy had briefly left their house. According to one outlet, she was staying with a friend in an attempt to clear her mind, while another stated that she was still at home but avoiding him. Some even claimed to have seen her without her ring, but no one was able to verify that. One thing emerged from all the public commotion: this was no longer just gossip. It had evolved into a tale about relationships, devotion, and the effects of celebrity. Fans argued that statement alone brought everything back to life. In an attempt to figure out what she meant, individuals started uploading old videos again. Did she mean to confirm? Was she implying that the rumors had always been true? Everyone continued talking, but no one knew. The story that started out as a rumor had evolved into a saga that blurred the boundaries between reality, emotion, and entertainment as followers scrutinized every word. However, there was a feeling in the back of my mind that something even greater was still to come. Suddenly, what had begun as a whisper became one of the most talked about sagas in the history of reality television. Every moment has kept fans glued to their screens, searching for hints, feelings, and explanations that never seem to come. From Tasha K's mysterious lives to Jasmine's quiet and Yandy's anguish. Some people think it's all a miscommunication that has been exaggerated, while others are certain that the truth has always been there. However, one thing is certain: this tale has altered people's perceptions of loyalty, love, and the fine line separating truth from reality television. There are still a lot of unanswered questions. Will Jasmine ever take a stand? Will Mendeecees finally put an end to the rumors? And is it really possible for Yandy to forgive what everyone thinks happened behind her back? Nobody is aware. All three of them have grown enigmatic in their silence, which seems to be louder than any confession. It's your time to share your thoughts now. What do you believe actually took place behind the scenes? Was all of this a ruse, a miscommunication, or something far more serious? We're all watching the same storm, so please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Remember to ring the bell so you don't miss the next turn in this incredible tale. Hit the like button if you've been following this crazy journey from the beginning,